So, because you were a student athlete, what was that like when you were at York?
Oh my God, life was crazy back. It's funny because I have a crazy life now because I have two kids. I run a business. There's stuff, right? But I'm not sure what was busier, man. Back then I was on the York University varsity team. I played for field hockey. I played rep level soccer for my town of Richmond Hill. I was studying to become a doctor to go into med school. So I was a biology kinesiology major. It was really crazy. Like I didn't sleep much during those years. But you know, it's funny, like Ron, my husband, current husband, was my boyfriend at the time. So we laugh about how we ran at this pace for so long. Like, I don't know any other level. Like for school, I ran at that level. WWE, I ran at 300 days a year schedule. Now I'm running the schedule. So yeah, I just remember being really crazy. I didn't have much of a social life because I was pretty much nerdy. I was a jockey nerd girl. I don't know if that mashup sounds attractive or not, but that's what I was, guys. But it seemed to work out for me. You know, the athletics that I got there. I mean, the field hockey team there, like they had members of the Team Canada playing on our team, so that was an honor, and they were just amazing. So, yeah, I loved my time there. I had a lot of wonderful memories and great friends, and just yeah, it was good times. Definitely good times.
Did you have to deal with a strike over there when you're at York? Because I know, like, for me and Giancarlo, like, we had to deal with a couple strikes, and I was like, oh man, it's like kind of like a recurring thing at York University.
Kind of their thing, isn't it? You know, the strikes. Actually, yeah, the big strike, which is like, we call it the strike of '97. I was there for the strike of '97. In fact, I'll tell you this. So, and you know, everything, I always say everything happens for a reason. The strike happened, and if that strike hadn't happened, when I say I was like nerd jock, I was like sports and studying. That's all I did. During that time, the strike happened. I actually got a job at the gym. I thought, let me just, because I can train for free. Let me make some money, and I'll train for free, because we were like out of class, right? During that time, I got discovered to be a fitness model. And honestly, like this guy, like, I mean, I want to talk about the funniest story. Like some creepy guy comes up to me and says, "You'd be great for the magazine." I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy. Turned out he was legit. He was actually working for Robert Kennedy, which is publisher of all those fitness magazines, Muscle Mag, Oxygen Magazine, etc. And he was they were just making the brand new magazine, Oxygen Magazine, which is a women's fitness magazine. And he was literally looking for, like, at the time, women were represented only, you know, they were enhanced women, I guess you could say. And he wanted to just represent the fit women, right? So it was a new industry. There was no niche created for it. So he coined the term fitness model. And that's what I got scouted for. So he basically came and I got discovered. So I got discovered there, became a fitness model, which led to WWE eventually. So in a way, I do say thank you. One time I met Mayor Lastman. He came to one of our press releases, or press announcements, when we were having an event in Toronto. And he kind of took me aside. He goes, "I guess you have me to thank for that strike, huh? Or else this would have never happened." I was like, I don't know if I'd say that out loud, but I guess I inadvertently can thank you. So the strike did work out for me, not so much for others, so as I've heard.
You were able to make the most out of it, right? Which is great, because you know, you were able to take advantage of that, you know, all that downtime from the strike and all that.
Yeah, I always believe in like maximizing opportunities, and a lot of the times we don't see opportunities. And like, you know, that became like when I was able to study for my first photo shoot, for example, and nail it, and that became my first contract from that company. Robert Kennedy, he became my mentor. He said to me, "Preparedness meets opportunity." He says, "That's why you got this contract." He says, "You had an opportunity, you prepared for it, you fully maximized it." And I feel like my whole life, like, you know, I went to the WWE. I could have just been like Trish Stratus, hot chick on the side. I was like, let me maximize the opportunity. I went and trained on my own. So when I went into the company, I had a foundation to wrestle already. So when they're like, "Oh, we need you to get physical," I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll pull off a match over here, watch, right? So I do believe in that. Preparedness meets opportunity is my motto in life. And it all started back then with the strike in York University. So there we go. Come full circle. Just speaking to you guys. Very cool.